Welcome to that Eurovision site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. And today I'm joined by, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Nikola Mitrovic, and I sing for Hydrogen.
How long has hydrogen been a thing that you've been a part of?
So Hydrogen has been a thing since we were in high school. So I would say we formed somewhere around 2016, and we've been playing together ever since.
And how did you come to start making music together? Were you good friends already, or?
So yeah, Mario, the guitarist, and Pavle, the bassist, and me, we're all going together in school. And for my 18th birthday, we wanted to play some cover songs on the party, and that didn't pan out, but we realized we liked playing music together, so we started with covering other songs at gigs, covering usually rock music, and then we realized we wanted to make our own music. So that's when things started catching steam, and then we met Nicola, our drummer, and we've been playing together and making original music ever since.
And how would you describe your style of music?
Well, our style of music is basically uh, indie rock instrumentation with pop punk vocals, I would say. So it's usually really melodic, fast, heavy, but also really soft. So we really like to balance things out. If we have you have the heavy with the soft. So it's yeah, indie rock, garage rock, alt rock. Early 2000s, late 90s.
And who would be some of your main influences that you look up to?
Well, our main influences are, well, it's all over the place, but for sure I would say most of us in the band it would be the Strokes. Um, and bands that were active around that time. So the Strokes, I don't know, let's say Arctic Monkeys. There's some Green Day in there, maybe some Queens of the Stone Age also. So we really have a wider variety of music we listen and take inspiration from. So it's usually a mixed bag, and every song is kind of different. So we got compared to a lot of different bands.
So you're competing in Pesma as Evroviziju with the song Nemoguća, misija. What made you decide to apply to compete in the competition?
What made us decide to apply? So we we always thought about it. We were kind of a small band, so it was like a joke. Look, imagine if we went there. Wow, it would be so amazing thing like this. But really was the thing that set us over the edge was Slovenia's last year entry, where people were constantly messaging me that it was like, hey, look, it's Hydrogen. They look like you guys. They dress like you guys. They make music that's vaguely similar. And seeing how they performed and how successful they were, and what their reception was, especially here in Southeast Europe, I decided maybe it was time to try it out. Why not? We never made a song in Serbian before, so let's do it. Why not? We had nothing to lose basically, and we had this song Nemoguća, misija as a joke song for a couple of years, but then we decided, okay, maybe it's time to like really finish this and make it really good, and we decided to apply, and here we are.
What was the initial process behind writing the song?
Well, it's an interesting story. So last year we played at a festival called Brutal Festival, and the organizers of the festival said there was a catch. Every band needed to cover this one song. It's called Sviđa mi se on, from Serbian pop singer Ksenia Pajčin, and everyone needed to cover it in their own style. So when we covered it, it was It was in an indie rock kind of style. And this is what was basically used as a jumping board to get to Nemoguća misija. So a lot of things we used for that cover. Our process was really interesting. So it's basically how we write all of our songs. It's really a group effort. So no one person does the work. It maybe someone writes, I don't know, like 70% of the lyrics or melodies, but we all tweak it together and get it sound good. Everyone likes it. So if one person doesn't like even one bit, it has to be changed. This process was really interesting, as it always is, basically.
And looking ahead to the competition, you'll be in the second semi-final on February 29th. How are your preparations going as a group for the big day?
Well, preparations are in full swing every day. We're basically training for our performance, for our choreography. We have basically tryouts every day.
How big is not only Eurovision but the pre-selection competition in Serbia, especially for, as you said before, relatively smaller artists?
Yeah, it's a small number of artists that are picked for the competition. That is true, but for the pre-selection, I don't know. I don't think there's an official number, but maybe I think the organizer said that there were somewhere around 230 entries, I think. But I have heard much higher numbers. So maybe these were all entries that were from the get-go unsuitable for this or that reason. Maybe they didn't follow the official rules or things like this. But yeah, I would say around 230, 50 bands or artists applied, and then 28 of us got selected.
How does it feel to be recognized as, say, that's at least the top 10% of everyone who applied?
Well, honestly, it feels surreal. It feels amazing. I can't say that we didn't expect it because we were confident in our song and in the quality of what we were presenting. But what was a surprise, what came as a surprise, I guess, is when we actually got selected. So it's a different feeling altogether when it actually happens, because our sound, indie rock or alternative rock in general in Serbia, isn't really in the mainstream at all. So this was, I guess, our main reason for maybe doubting that we would be selected. But in the end, we were, and we were all as surprised as we weren't. So we were surprised, but also we weren't. It's a paradox, really, but it's the best way to describe it.
And how did you find out that you had made it? Were you like all together at the time, or was it just like trickling down through all of you as you found out at different times?
So we weren't together at the time. We were all doing our own thing, but it was announced on the official Pesma Instagram page. But I didn't hear it through that post. I heard it through. This is really random. A friend of mine sent me a message. He said, "Hey, congratulations on your Eurovision," and I was like, "Oh, maybe my sister told him that we applied," but no, it was actually official. And then I went check just in case.
If you're lucky enough to win this competition, you'd get to represent Serbia on the Eurovision stage. How big would that be for you?
Well, that's the ultimate goal, I guess. That would be huge. So this was our idea to start to that this sound is here, and that we're filling up the vacuum in Serbia scene, I would say. So already now it's kind of surreal. So we really jumped in popularity, if I can say that. But if we actually won the competition and we went to represent Serbia, that would be such an amazing opportunity. That would be so surreal. It would be unbelievable.
And is the contest something you pay a lot of attention to, especially being an artist yourself?
Well, okay, so me personally, not that much. I watch the Eurovision competition every year. because it's fun. I watch it with friends or I watch it with my family. But other than that, I can say I really die-hard fan. But other people in our band, they do it, and especially the European competition, the Pesma Evroviziju competition, because here it's kind of like a big event here in Serbia. It's one of the biggest, I guess, festivals, if you could say that. So it's really interesting. But I personally haven't really been all that invested in the whole story until now, of course.
And if people are hearing your music for the first time and they're liking what they hear, what would say be one of your songs that you would say, if you like Nemoguća, misija, you should listen to this one?
Well, we have, I guess, two other songs that are really similar in the way the, let's say, instruments are played. So the like da 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 da. One would be "Tell Your Cat I Said Hi," uh, and the other would be "Fun Titled." Those are two songs that are really the most similar to this one. But if you, I don't know, let's say like the chorus of Nemoguća misija, then maybe "I Am the Sun" will be something you would like. That has a similar epic chorus, explosive chorus with big grandiose melodies and things like this. So those three would be the ones I would point people towards.
And finally, whilst you're here, is there a message or something you'd like to get across to the Eurovision audience?
Yeah, this is something that's very important to me personally. That the song we're sending has a message that is something that we believe in, and that is something we went through and learned through life. And the message is that it's not the end of the world when it doesn't work out. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, a relationship of any kind. They're not all meant to be in our lives forever, and that's okay. That's a normal thing. That's a human thing, and it's okay to feel sad, and it's okay to feel any type of emotion.
Thank you for coming on and best of luck in the competition.
Thank you for inviting us. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and we'll see you around.